Hi, this is Sandy. Um, I'm doing a video for about a week, I guess, and there's a specific reason for that. Um, I am taking the Destiny Eye course. I'm on assignment number 5, and with assignment number 5, we're looking at facing fears, which is just an incredible opportunity. And actually, I don't know that it's something that the average human being has the opportunity, has the time, has the money, has the inclination, has the courage, whatever, to do. To really look uh, in detail, though, at those fears. And perhaps some people do go into a therapist's office, but I've done this, and it was not effective. Although the person, I think, was trying, they were sincere. It was it was somewhat it's effective in a small way. Okay, so um, it was interesting what happened to me. I don't like myself with these glasses because they make my eyes look rounder than they are. Anyway, uh, my ego. What happened to me, I wanted to share it because it was kind of significant. And perhaps people have experienced this, and just to share with people when they get to this part in assignment 5. So I was used to living alone for many years, but I drank when I lived alone. I drank a lot, so it was me and my bottle. I wasn't really alone, and I would probably mostly pass out rather than fall asleep. Uh, for people who haven't listened to my videos before, I haven't drank for 7 years. Um, so my husband, I've been married for 4 years now, and my husband went away to visit his elderly parents for a week. This coincided exactly with me starting to look at my fears. We don't have a huge house, but I guess it's not a small house. And all the kids were away because two of my kids are at university, and my stepdaughter, she kind of comes and goes, but she wasn't here. So, and I work at home. So I was reading about fears, and I was starting to do my first mind construct on one of my fears. And I worked very hard on it. I tried to do a thorough job, and I'm to look at one fear a day and to write about it, to blog, and perhaps post some of this, and to blog about it. I think I did one. So I did this. The first one I chose was I fear smoking. Now, I understand what I'm trying to be honest here. There's going to be many fears. I'm sure I'll be doing mind constructs on fears for years. So I fear smoking. Well, quit smoking. Duh. I get it. It's okay. I wanted to still do it. Now then, with the I fear smoking was the fear of death and the fear of loss. So what happened to me was I was good. I was working away, doing everything for 6 nights. So he was away for 7, 5 nights. For 5 nights. So now and then at the end of the night, I'd get a little creeped out and talk to myself. Don't be ridiculous, Sandy. You know, watch the news, have a think, and I'd be fine. I'd go to bed. I was fine. But on the 6th night, I couldn't kind of something happened. I honestly felt mind possessed. So I creeped myself out, and then I started having thoughts, and I thought, better be careful with your thoughts before you go to bed. You know, you won't be able to sleep. So what happened was I did not sleep. I did not sleep at all. I believe I fell asleep for a couple hours, from 5 in the morning till 7ish. And my thoughts got faster and faster. This is something that happened to me. I had a problem with 18 years ago, a long time ago. long time ago. Um, just this specific thing I'm going to talk about. So what happened was my thoughts, I started getting more and more thoughts, and I understand this way more now. Like I understand it greatly now, thanks to Destiny and the Destiny I Process course I'm taking. So even though I didn't, I felt in a strange way not as frightened, and it was interesting though, because I wasn't as frightened of all my thoughts coming at me, because I understand that it's the mind, that it's not me. Okay, there's a lot of things I've learned that I understand now, so it took that fear away, but the mind is smart. And so what it did was, oh, okay, you can handle it, you're not so scared. I'm going to give you some new thoughts. I'm going to give you some scarier thoughts. I'm not really afraid of the boogeyman anymore, kind of thing, or people coming in. So the mind is smart, so the mind went, you better kill yourself. So suicidal thoughts. Now that does scare me, not as much now, and I'm going to do a specific mind construct on suicide. Because I understand that it was scary in the way that, like I know I wouldn't, because I love my life. I have a really good life. I'm very fortunate from some of the crap I've gone through because of my mind in the past. That, yeah, I have a wonderful life. I met a wonderful man in AA. I have wonderful, great kids. We have 3 great kids. They're in their early 20s and 19. And I'm fortunate. I'm able to help some women in AA as well, like as a sponsor kind of thing. So, but the mind is smart, so well, you have to kill yourself. And I kept having these thoughts, and I did the breathing, and I was fine, but I wasn't falling asleep. So it was scary, as in lying there for 5 hours, trying to fall asleep. But the breath helped me a lot. And then, so I stayed with it. I realized it's not true, whereas many years ago, 18 years ago or whatever it was, I thought it was real. I thought I was possessed by something that it was God talking to me or something like that. It wasn't necessarily suicidal thoughts. So I had these suicidal thoughts, and the reason it frightened me was I wasn't able to fall asleep. So I took like a sleeping aid that you would buy at Shoppers Drug Mart kind of thing that I had in my cupboard, and it helped me a bit, but not quite. And then I thought, okay, well, if I can't stop these thoughts, because they got a little stronger, and it was funny, it built up, and I started buying it, right? I started kind of buying into it. Oh no, I can't stop these thoughts. I'm going to, and I'd listen to them, and I wouldn't think I was going to follow them. I understand that. I wasn't thinking I was going to follow them, but they were coming at me, kind of bugging me. I was getting more tired, and then you have thoughts. Oh no, what if I can never sleep again? Oh no, I'm really sick again. All the stuff I put in place. My new partner, husband, taking the Destiny course is really important to me. My relationship with my children. So everything, right? Oh no. So with these thoughts, I didn't think I was going to kill myself. I thought, oh no, I'm fucked. My mind is all mucked up again. I can't control it. Okay, these were the kinds of things. So I thought, okay, well, I'm going to go to the hospital. I'm not going to lie here. And then I thought, I don't want to go to the hospital. If you go to an emergency in Toronto, you have to sit there for 3 hours. It's horrible. Or 4, or 5. So what happened? It was funny what happened. Through learning the stuff at Destiny, all of a sudden I kind of snapped out of it, and I went, this is bullshit. This isn't even real. And I kind of did what I learned, what I was reading about yesterday. So I kind of did, naturally, which was nice. Again, that I can trust myself. What I was reading about yesterday in my course, and that was, I guess I kind of stood up within the fear, and I said, fuck you, this is so stupid. I'm not going to kill myself. I love my life. I worked so hard. I'm not saying I'm kind of there yet. I still have my secrets. But I've worked really hard at putting myself together to stay here, okay, to survive. And be a good parent, and a sober parent, and etc. A good daughter, blah, blah, blah. And so I kind of did that. And so one of the things I was worried about was someone walking in my room, because I kept hearing creaky noises in my old house. My house is really old. And I just stopped. I just got so mad I stopped, and I just thought, I don't really care who walks in here. Or I was afraid of spirits, evil spirits kind of thing, demons. And I kind of thought, I don't really care. Come on in. Come on in and kill me. And then the suicidal thought, I just thought, okay, mind, fuck off. I'm not going to do it. So if there's going to be any death, you're just going to have to blink me out again. Blink me out of existence. Like, go ahead. It's okay. I'm ready. Like, enough of this. Shut up. I don't really care. I'm not sleeping. Fine. I'm not going to go to the hospital. It's going to take too long. I really kind of talked to myself practically, and I was frightened that there was something else, so I talked to whatever. My old house, because I was all by myself. I really surrendered, and it was kind of enough. I'm tired of this. This is nonsense. So even though I was saying it, please understand, I also knew it was nonsense. It was like a surrender, like just stop it. And I also understood I was doing it to myself. I was driving myself a little crazy that night out of fear of being alone, because I'm not used to it. And so one of the things I've read about, I think through a document from Vino, was love yourself unconditionally throughout this process. Okay, facing fears is a big thing. It's not a small thing. I was writing about the fear of death, the fear of loss. Those are big things for us human beings to face. They are. So I'm going to love myself unconditionally. I can see the trigger points. The next night I called my son and my friend. I don't like being best friend. I actually don't think I have a lot of friends, but anyway, I have a few close friends. She said I'm welcome to stay at her house anytime I find myself at home alone, because I'm not used to it right now. And Garrett, my son, came and stayed with me the next night. And the next night Alex came home. So is that babying myself? Am I being a wimp? I guess so. Whatever. Does it matter? No. What matters is that actually I'm taking care of myself. So I can only go so fast. I'm walking this process. I like that term a lot. Whenever I run, I get into trouble. It's not good for me. Putting the pedal to the metal is not good for me. Now, that doesn't mean that you don't do it. Still make sure I do what is important to do in that day. But I don't run. I try and go at a consistent, steady pace. Therefore, what was the huge trigger? The huge trigger was facing my fear, writing about fears, reading about fears, and then the mind being tricky. The mind wants to age me and turn me back into dust. Whatever happens, I would like to birth myself as life here in the physical. I don't quite understand what that means. Does it mean that this physical body then becomes life in another way? Cool. So that's what I want to do. But the mind would really like to shut me down completely. Now, I've had the mind for a long time. So I'm going to be kind with myself and walk this process. I'm going to love me. And when I'm looking at my fears, I'm going to understand that the mind is not going to isn't just going to go, oh, good, now she's letting go of that fear. She's had that fear for so long. And she stayed stuck and isolated and became alcoholic. And it was humiliating. So, okay, we're just going to easily let go of that fear now. Whatever it was. And I'm looking at these fears. I've only looked at 2 now. The next one was about money. I'm looking at that one. I'm still continuing. And today's the middle of the month. So I'm behind, but that's okay. Am I going to do them all? Yes. I will not have them all done by the end of the month. I will do each one that I've written down. I know what my fears are. I don't have to wait during the day. Although I do write them down as I see them. And I will do them. And that is me taking care of me. I used to think people who stayed home alone, I judged them, women that stayed home alone, or that couldn't stay home alone. And so interesting how I